Magomed Ankalaev just got flatlined, smoked, destroyed, beaten in 1 minute, 20 seconds. Now, all the talk of him coming in at 40%, maybe there was a little truth to that. I mean, we did talk about him being a little burnt out. We did talk about the schedule that he was on, which was kind of crazy. And certainly it looked like it did catch up to him in his last fight against Magomed Ankalaev. But he was right. There isn't going to be a third match. There isn't going to be a rubber match. Absolutely no way. Alex Pereira now is going to go into new challenges. If Magomed made it competitive, then maybe there would have been a talk of a third match. But it wasn't competitive.
Oi! Oh! Take your time. Yep. Find your shots. Find your shots. Damn! That's all he had to do, guys. That's all he had to do the first time they fought. Alex Pereira to give him an opportunity to actually get into the fight. Ta-da! 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 He f***ing kicked.
UFC 320 is finally over, and it was worth the wait. Ankalaev and Poatan gave their best in their rematch, and here's how the pros thought this fight would go. Michael Bisping was confident that Magomed Ankalaev would hold the edge over Alex Pereira, using his wrestling to press Pereira against the cage and control the fight. He expected Ankalaev to stay aggressive and land heavy shots, building on the strategy from their first encounter. While Pereira was durable with a strong kickboxing background, Bisping believed Ankalaev's versatility and constant pressure gave him multiple ways to win and could ultimately overwhelm Pereira.
Who wins this fight? I think it's going to be the same way. I think Magomed Ankalaev, because of the wrestling, will force Pereira back up against the fence. I think we'll see a lot of control time. I think we'll see Magomed Ankalaev landing some big shots just like we did last time. I think it's just going to be a continuation of the first fight, round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Will it get to the 10th round? I don't know. Alex Pereira is not an easy man to finish. Of course, he's got an extensive resume in kickboxing. He's got a solid chin. He ain't no pussy, and he ain't like been knocked out. He's not damaged goods or anything like that. The reality is styles make fights, and Ankalaev can take his shots, he can land shots, he can take him down, he can pressure him. He's got more ways to win, and that's going to overload the mind of Alex.
Michael Bisping also believed Magomed Ankalaev would combine wrestling and striking to retain his title. He described Ankalaev as more than a typical Dagestani wrestler, highlighting his ability to mix different combat skills effectively. Bisping expected Ankalaev to deal most of the damage with his hands and secure the victory, keeping the championship.
No, Ankalaev isn't your typical Dagestani wrestler. The man does combat sambo. He's Dagestani. He knows how to wrestle, and that will play a factor. I think the most damage is going to be done with the hands, and I think Ankalaev does get the job done, and he will remain the champion.
Alexander Volkanovski also predicted that Magomed Ankalaev would win the rematch. He expected Ankalaev to use a more wrestling-heavy approach, even if he didn't secure many takedowns, while staying safe on his feet and maintaining fitness throughout. Volkanovski believed Ankalaev would regain octagon control when needed and do enough to win a 5-round decision. He acknowledged that Pereira still had knockout power, but overall, he favored Ankalaev to take the victory.
I'm picking, if you're just picking on who's going to win this, I think Ankalaev does it again. I think he's going to be more wrestle heavy. Will he get the takedowns? No, but he's safe enough on the feet to just constantly get himself out of danger. He's going to be fit enough. You know what I mean? So when there's danger and if Pereira's doing a great job, he can stick to him a little bit, then get himself back there, get him out of danger, win back that octagon control, do enough to just win 5-round decision. So I'm going to have to go with Ankalaev for the win. Can Pereira get the knockout? 100%.
Similarly, Demetrius Johnson predicted that Alex Pereira would win the rematch against Magomed Ankalaev. He explained that in their first fight, Pereira struggled to handle Ankalaev's rhythm. But after seeing Pereira's recent performances, Johnson believed he was now refreshed and coming in with a renewed approach. He felt this fresh perspective gave Pereira the edge to win the second encounter.
Who do I have winning in the rematch? Ankalaev taking Alex Pereira. I'm going to go with Alex Pereira. The reason why is because I felt in the first fight, I felt 𝐼𝐸 Pereira just didn't have an answer for the rhythm that Ankalaev was doing. But after seeing some videos of 𝐼𝐸 Pereira, I think he's refreshed. I felt when he fought Ankalaev, he was just going banger after banger after banger after banger. I think sometimes the athlete that can wear you out, it could extinguish the fire. And I think now that he's had a lot of rest, he's been able to, you know, enjoy the fruits of his labor of all that money he's made. Now he's refreshed, and now he's coming in this fight with a new set of eyes. For that, I'm going to go with 𝐼𝐸.
Robert Whitaker felt that Magomed Ankalaev possessed the skills to defeat 𝐸𝐸 Pereira, unlike many of Pereira's past opponents. He explained that while Pereira had dominated his previous challengers, few in the division combined wrestling and mixed skills at Ankalaev's level, making him a serious threat.
Ankalaev has the skill set to beat Pereira. Because you look at Pereira's opponents that he's fought. Yeah, he's ran through them, but those dudes weren't the guys to beat him, I don't think. Like, I think 𝐬𝐮 was a good shout to beat him.
And we saw how close that fight was. I mean,
exactly, you know what I mean? So again, there aren't a lot of those heavy wrestle mixed guys in the division at this point, at this moment.
On the other hand, 𝐷𝐸𝐻 du Plessis believed 𝐸𝐸 Pereira would reclaim the light heavyweight title from Magomed Ankalaev. He highlighted that Pereira's striking wasn't the issue, but the clinch exchanges had been a challenge, and he expected him to make the necessary adjustments in the rematch. Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman also shared their thoughts on UFC 320 in the Ankalaev versus Pereira rematch. Cejudo felt that while Ankalaev was always tough, this version of Pereira was different, though he leaned slightly toward Ankalaev. Usman added that Pereira needed to be more aggressive than in their first fight, which could leave openings for Ankalaev to land significant shots. Both agreed that Ankalaev's versatility and power gave him the edge to retain the belt, though Cejudo noted that if Pereira adapted, using the center of the octagon and improving his leg attacks, the fight could play out differently.
So who wins? You didn't really give us a prediction here.
It's hard to go up against Unk time, but I feel like this is a different Pereira, bro. I'm kind of swinging Pereira, but I'm gonna put it with Ankalaev, man. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
𝐸𝐸 Pereira, he's got to be more aggressive than he was that first fight. And by him being a lot more aggressive, he's gonna leave those openings, and I think Magomed Ankalaev might land something significant. So I do think Ankalaev walks away with the belt and still.
𝐸𝐸 Pereira fought a lot closer to the cage, bro. For Magomed, he's gonna have to get those takedowns. He has to do it early, and he's gonna have to do it in the center. And for 𝐸𝐸 Pereira, if he can make his lead leg, his left, as good as his right, it could be a different fight, man.
Furthermore, Dustin Poirier expected 𝐸𝐸 Pereira to keep relentless pressure on Magomed Ankalaev in the rematch. He believed Pereira's drive to reclaim the title and prove himself would push him to secure a finish, likely resulting in a knockout victory.
You said you think 𝐸𝐸 is a good underdog value pick. Tell me why. Why do you think he wins this fight?
I just think he's danced with this guy before. He wants that title back, and he wants to win. You know, he wants revenge, and he wants to show that wasn't him in the last fight. There's a lot of reasons why, and I just feel like he's too dangerous of a fighter to go in there and not find that shot this fight.
You think you see it inside the distance knockout?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a TKO or a KO inside the distance.
So that's all we have from today's video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about this fight in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting UFC videos.